Hey, what's up? There is something I've been thinking about, and I want to run it by you. You know how in movies, there's always that scene where someone is trying to get into a locked room or a secret file, and they either have the password or they don't. Access granted, access denied, simple as that. This week, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a video from Those of Society. I've been following their page for a while, and they feature all kinds of people sharing their experiences. But there is something I've noticed most of the time the people that they interview are conventionally attractive. And yet, what surprises me is how often they say their biggest insecurity is their looks or their voice. And I'm sitting here like, wait, what? Your voice? This voice I'm hearing right now? Your face? The same one I can literally see? That got me thinking, what if our minds work like those security checkpoints in movies? What if every compliment, every piece of appreciation, every belief about ourselves had to pass through some kind of mental gate before it could actually stick? Because let's be real, there is no way no one has ever told those people they are beautiful. And yet, for some reason, it just doesn't land. Some things bounce right off, while others stick in so deep, they start shaping how we see ourselves. So, I guess the real question is, who is controlling that access? And why do we let some things in without a second thought, while rejecting others without even realizing it? We are at Spiral 15. Access granted. Stay with me. This is sometimes curious, often confused. I'm Richard Okonwo. If you have ever felt a little out of place, you're in the right spot. Here, we explore the questions most people overlook without pretending to have all the answers. The awkward, the oddly relatable, the ones that make you wonder, am I the only one thinking about this? If you are curious enough to keep asking, you are exactly where you need to be. I feel like we don't really talk about this enough. Like, we assume we're in full control of our thoughts, our emotions, our self image. But if that's true, why do some things slip past our defenses so easily while others don't even make a dent? You ever had someone say something to you, maybe a random offhand compliment, and somehow it just stays with you? It could be a compliment, it could be an insult, but for whatever reason, it lingers. And then other times, people will hype you up, tell you all those great things about yourself, and it's like it just doesn't register. It makes me think maybe it's not about what is being said, maybe it's about who is saying it and whether we are letting it in. Because at the end of the day, you have to open a door for something to take hold in your mind. You have to grant access. But then that brings up another question. Why do we say yes to some things and no to others? I think a huge part of this comes down to trust. We don't talk enough about how trust plays into self perception. Like, it's not just about hearing good things about yourself, it's about believing them. And belief requires trust. Think about the last time someone complimented you. Did you accept it right away? Or was there a little pause in your mind? That split second when you thought, do they really mean that? Because that thought, that hesitation, is just another way of saying, can I trust you? And if you don't trust that person saying it, their words won't make it past that mental checkpoint. Access denied. But here is where it gets tricky. What happens when you don't trust anyone? Or worse, what happens when you don't even trust yourself? Because I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. If your default setting is deny, 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 then nothing good gets in either. You might think you're just filtering out the bad, but in reality, you're blocking everything. The truth that would actually help you see yourself more clearly. And that's where things start to get complicated. Now, let's flip this around because this isn't just about receiving compliments or positive feedbacks. It also applies to negativity. If someone tries to manipulate you, if they try to break you down, there is still a moment, maybe tiny, maybe subconscious, where you let their words in. Even when it feels like they are forcing something on you, even when they are being relentless, there's always that moment of surrender, that split second where, whether you realize it or not, you accept what's being said. And I wonder, what if we held on just a little longer? What if, instead of letting something harmful slip in so easily, we paused, just long enough to ask, do I actually believe this? Does this even deserve space in my mind? Because I think we underestimate how much power we actually have here. People can talk all they want, they can say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, you are the one who decides what sticks. So why do some words slip through like they own the space, while others get stuck at the door?
Maybe it's not just about what's being said, maybe it's also about who is listening. There is something I see play out all the time, especially online. You ever noticed how some of the most beautiful, talented, objectively impressive people are also the most insecure? Like, no matter how much praise they get, no matter how much people tell them they are incredible, they just can't seem to absorb it. It's like trying to pour water into a cup that's sealed shut. Nothing gets in. And at that point, it's not about what's being said to them anymore. It's about what they've already decided about themselves. Because if your mind is locked into a certain idea, if you have already made up your mind that you're not good enough, then no amount of external validation is going to change that. It's not that people don't want to believe good things about themselves, it's that they've built a system that filters them out. And once that system is in place, it doesn't matter how many people tell you you are talented or kind or worthy. If you've already decided otherwise, their words won't stand a chance. So maybe the real question isn't why don't people believe the good things about themselves? Maybe it's why are they so committed to their own negative self-image in the first place? And how do we stop on doing that? So who holds the key? Maybe the real challenge isn't about getting validation. Maybe it's about learning how to receive it. Maybe it's about asking ourselves, who have we given the key to? Who have we let in? Who have we kept out? Because if people really need our permissions to affect us, then what would happen if we got better at choosing what's allowed in? What if, instead of leaving the door wide open for whatever happens to come knocking, we actually started guiding the entrance? What if we made it a habit to pause, to question, to decide, do I actually want to let this in? Because at the end of the day, the password, it's you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I really appreciate. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then let me know in the comment section, whether it's on Instagram or on the app you're listening. I know that Spotify allows commenting, so if you want, you can just comment and let me know what you think about this episode in particular. Or you can send me a feedback via email or Instagram direct message, aka DM. The username on Instagram is SCOCPOD. Or you can send an email, as I said, dear SCOC@gmail.com. I really do appreciate your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who has been supporting this podcast so far and those who are yet to. I really appreciate you guys. And until next week, stay curious.